He's got that diamond back for sure. Like nobody really got the one point Gordon, Team New Jersey at the line, looking to tie it up. That's a good sign if you're Team New Jersey. Scotty Lewis getting the jumpers to go, converting at the free throw line. I don't think an early lead for them is a good sign because they always do this. You don't have him, Scotty. Before injury, his head was different. Still got some bounce left for sure. Ball. Looking aggressive, gets downhill and draws the foul on center. Oh, can't convert it. And turnover. That's it on the wall. Sim just took his time on the inside. He got an easy bucket if he's taking on the ball. So Sim getting aggressive. Trayvon with a bit of a smirk. Another turnaround, no good. I see anybody doing that.
Please leave your message for 32.
Simba is simmering right now. He's cooking. Sim again, step back jumper. Passes to JJ. Out of bounds on the play. How will you answer if Trayvon get home? Simmons put him in the wrong position to punish the guy. I saw that bitch. I saw Trayvon. Team Toronto's game is to go at trading balls. Didn't work out so well for that time. Scotty Lewis, jump. Nothing. No rebound. Trade ball. Where's Scotty Lewis come from? He's kind of like an expert. Not just at this form, but he's doing like some rebound in here and there. Great execution by Sam. Time out on the floor.
Playoff energy is different right now. Every possession matters. Every run matters. If you're locked in like you are, you already know it's the best time to tap in. I teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you closer to the action. What I like is how fast everything moves. Whether it's live bet, player props, or checking odds in real time, DraftKings keeps you in it while the game is happening. I've been building on my slips based on matchup, pace, and recent performances. Nothing crazy, just reading the game and seeing where the value is. What are your picks this week? Who do you think shows up big? Let me know. Get in on the action and sign up using my promo code. EIL. Sound good.
Right now, Team Toronto is up 11 points, up big against Team New Jersey. If you're in the huddle for Team New Jersey, what's your advice? It's not so much just telling Trayvon to sit down, but I'm also upside. Obviously, it's 3 people, but when it's like Simmons on fire, and I would just get the ball out of his hands, make sure I scramble out, and I'm close and short to JJ. I'm close and long on Judah, obviously, because he can turn this thing up like no problem. What are you telling the other squad? If I am Team Toronto, if I'm in their huddle right now, I'm telling them don't make it a 1v1 basketball game. Continue to move the ball. We saw JJ try to get involved in the action in 1-on-1 against Trayvon Duval. He was working. Right now, what's working for that team is Sim or Judah. Don't force the issue. Don't take bad shots and let this team get back into the game. You talking about JJ? Yes. Yeah. Don't force the issue, JJ. Please give the ball to the guys that are cooking.
We can't. Once that first ball comes and you keep driving, it can't give you nothing. Yeah. When you drive, you pick up, that's cut. Those delayed cuts are there. Just take simple shots. I just took a bad one, but it's trying to limit those take real shots. You gotta want to basket, take it. They did it, take out the open shots. Let's take good ones. Every time you get a rebound, you bring it back out to offense. Wait for me to chase you to go to the ball screen. Just to get action, okay? You good, Chuck?
It's a kind of magic. We got this.
What's up, Beast? Hey, Beast Warrior, man. Beast Warrior, man. You just be saying shit, bro.
Your hair even better. Get some.
There was no point of that comment, Beast Warrior.
Only a $1,000.
What a setup, right?
You just hating, bro.
I told you, you got Bud Light on tap. I'm not done yet. Watch this. Whoa. God's got to finish the house. Probably next year sometime.
Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
I'll have another. Make it a double.
Dad, Mom thinks she's at a resort again.
Yeah, she told me.
Would you rather not resort to a virtual resort? This is much better in real life. It matters where you stay. Book your summer stay now. Hilton or the stay.
You good, Trey? All right. You did a good job on David.
That'd be a bad man. Women give me these Kobe vibes.
If you make it tough, that's what we do. No straight line drive. Twos, walls, box out, rebound. All right? All right. Hey, there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, nigga. David should ISO Scotty too, because he's not strong.
Wow, he's wonderful.
That's how you play team basketball. That's what we're playing.
The system was perfect because everybody thought the cell was about to like ISO.
Even Trey ball. No good. JJ with the hustle. Can't corral it.
A must win for Toronto.
Great defense by JJ. That's what you like to see from him.
For JJ Drinks, he affects the game in so many different ways. And if he's cooking, that's just the added plus on top of it.
JJ with a huge three and send him into the halftime. Hey, JJ, watch out, bro. Because you're cooking right now. He's into the ISO. You got a tough bucket.
It's got the energy of the crowd, the energy of the coaches, their whole team. It's just a great environment that Toronto provides. Like every time out, every game that they play, it's been fun. And you can feel the energy. I don't know if he's making his way across through the video, but he's making his way across the mirror.
Canada, eh? It's Canada, eh?
We'll see, Beast.
This is big Toronto. Who the fuck are those guys? No, I'm serious. I'm actually asking, where are they from? New Jersey?
We'll find out. We're gonna find out. We'll see.
Fuck no. I ain't never. Give me that shit. Give me that shit, bro. You ready to knock the whole shot? Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I'll keep it
Stay on his right. They gonna use his left. He don't got shit. Y'all let niggas a little bit too comfortable when they dribble and shit.
Yeah.
These niggas got a little bit too much confidence. They all high level. They
need 100 people in the show. What? We can tell us these niggas stop saying, come on, man.
Let's talk about this kid.
Either they can't. All the people off the catch. When we catch, it's like off the catch. Look, we catch that shit. Oh, let's play to our game, bro.
Remember that first game where he was running buckets off?
But that's the thing. This season, he hasn't really had a bad game. And Sim is straight cooking in the second half straight too.
He's dragging him through the streets by his power. It's bad.
And she's boom. Oh, he get the reverse layup to go.
It's not done yet.
JJ, straight ball.
Close short to who? Close short to who?
Not him. Not
You
him.
never know what JJ you gonna get, but when he gets it going, it gets ugly.
Wow. JJ has been the unsung hero in season 3 for this team. And here comes their leader, Judah, low pickup sweeping. JJ. Oh, Scotty Lewis with a good defensive play against him. Taking his time down low, gets it beat up. Sim with the clear. Wide open tray ball. Get it out the net. Get it out the net. Simmering right now.
What's in this ball is like drink? Because it looks like it's at 33-9 over here.
Scotty Lewis is fighting back right now, but Sim ain't having none of that on the inside. Draws the foul, heading to the line.
Okay, so I know what I said about help side and all this stuff. Now I'm going to train like, hey, you gotta take this personal.
What a game by Team Toronto, season 3 of Battlegrounds. Unfortunately, Sim turnover. One of them, the small misses. We haven't seen much from that, from him missing or turnovers today. Wow, the energy is contagious, man.
What do you say?
I'm at a loss for words. This Toronto team, even without a great player in this team, are just handling business against New Jersey.
That was one of my biggest questions when they lost SK. What was they going to do with a smaller player coming to the city? But hey, Simmons answered all questions for me. Oh, wide open lane.
Takes the contact and converts. That's a great play. Pro move by Judah right there. He's here to stay.
They're not matching their energy. It's like still playing it cool. I want somebody on Jersey to get mad at this point.
I saw Scotty during halftime. He was pretty vocal, pretty emotional and passionate with his team. He said, not me, I'm going to take this personally. With JJ getting downhill, foul on the ground. First foul, second foul was sent him to the line. Wow, 35-9 ball game right now.
I don't know. Toronto had on this. Jersey's on one right now.
Scotty Lewis, he's on. Great block at the rim by Scotty Lewis. The attempt by JJ was very ambitious. Here we go. Trayvon Duval.
Point something out. Did you see Judah and help side right there? You see how they're helping each other out? And a lot of times when Simmons scoring, it's been without any help at all. They're not forcing kickouts. They're not forcing drop-off passes. It's just Trayvon Duval. This is not a one-on-one.
Wow. Trayvon Duval with another turnover from the free throw line.
Sim with the ball again. Deep three. Get it out the net.
I hate to say it, but Trayvon is about to be all over Sosa.
Sim again. Working from the right wing. Cross, step back, left and wrong.
Everybody was ready to go next.
Scotty Lewis said, give me the ball and get out the way.
No, it's not. See, this is where they lose when it starts complaining. The rebound.
Even. Taking his time. Can't convert. Sim again. Working against Eben. He likes what he sees. He said his food. Welcome to the 6 out to JJ. Right wing three. Boom! Get it out the net. He said y'all gonna be all over the internet with this one. Toronto, welcome to the 6.
This is Toronto, Canada, bro. This is not New Jersey.
Toronto is
hosting Canada, man. Talk to me guys. Scotty, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You okay? Is this too much for you? This is a trenchant. This is 6. Are you okay? Let me know if you need anything. Trey, you good? You good? You good? Score some points, G-string, toothpick. What up? What up? Easy work, bro. Easy work is big 6. 41 to 9. You don't have double digits. Yo, relax. It's okay. Yo, you guys have double digits right now or no? Do you have double digits or no? Do you even have double digits?
The energy in this place is cool.
I don't know.
Sim is moving right now. And it just continues right now. He is adding salt to the wind. Sim.
Is this their last name?
You know you could be vaping formaldehyde, which is used in taxidermy. Yeesh!
All right, we've marketing, IT, and ops.
Working across teams is tough. Asana helps you handle it. AI can spot roadblocks, so everything stays on track.
I hear you, Beast.
On camera, go too. See me close to the camera, think you sleep. I did get small in the mix when I did that. I need to get another massage. ASAP. I'm finished it.
I got time on it.
What do you do? Chance.
One of the Western Conference Finals had everything. A double overtime thriller packed with highlight plays, standout performances, and nonstop drama, all capped off by a generational talent proving himself on the biggest stage. Victor Wembanyama completely dominated the defending NBA champions, and while his monstrous scoring performance stole the spotlight, it was his overwhelming defensive presence that truly controlled the game. In today's video brought to you by Prize Picks, we're going to break down how Wemby shut down the Thunder offense. But first, we have to understand the context behind what he's been doing on this run. As things currently stand, he's averaging 4 blocks a game in the playoffs. That'd be the 4th most ever in a playoff run of at least 10 games, and the highest mark of any player since Dikembe Mutombo in 1994. Keep in mind what era he's doing this in. There's never been more space, more shooting, more creativity from offenses. From a pure talent perspective, we've never seen a shot blocker like this. Of course, that starts with his size, length, and verticality. There's nothing he can't get to, and seemingly no way to sneak the ball over it. There's also skill that goes into this, though. His timing is remarkable, and he's always able to target the ball without fouling, which is something that separates him from plenty of other giants. Maybe most importantly, though, he's mobile enough to always get in position, whether that means quickly turning his hips to cover multiple guys at the basket or covering the entire court in rotation to beat a drive to the rim. Just the threat of him blocking a shot changes everything. Players have to avoid his length at the basket by finding release angles that turn it into a more difficult shot. And even when it seems like a shot is easy, his presence can either force indecisiveness or a rushed look, like Caruso on this one. His impact on shots around the basket goes so much further than the 4 blocks. If he's in the paint, the shot quality of layups and dunks goes from the best in basketball to legitimately low percentage opportunities. In the playoffs alone, players have shot about 19% below their usual percentage within contesting within 6 feet. As a result, nobody wants to test it. All he has to do is stand there to deter a shot. When he's there, offenses aren't, choosing to settle for worse shots by default. The Spurs have built their entire scheme around this concept. The goal is to keep Wemby at the basket, and the Thunder made it easy for them to open Game 1. Because they started Isaiah Hartenstein at the 5, he had a non-shooter to play off of, freely roaming behind the play and taking away the rim. OKC tried to isolate him against Shea by emptying the side of the court and having Ihart set a high ball screen. Because of his length, though, he can drop back, cover both the ball and the roll, and single-handedly wall off the paint. When the Thunder instead had a guard set a screen, the Spurs just switched everything. As long as Wemby's camped out down low, they don't have to worry about Shea beating a mismatch one-on-one. It took about 2 minutes for Mark Daigneault to realize that Ihart's not going to work against Wemby. We never saw that matchup again. Instead, they opted to go 5 out, with Caruso taking his place. But that just became his new matchup, to which he did the exact same thing, forcing Shea to settle for a tough jumper. And I want to take a second to talk about how they guarded Shea as a team. If he got the ball in the middle of the floor, they went to a matchup zone, sending early help to the nail from both sides to essentially box off the paint. That way, he can't get to his spots in the mid-range, and you can force somebody else to beat you as a jump shooter. This was their version of an anybody but Shea approach, making him see a wall of defenders anytime he wanted to ISO. And even if he got past the wall, he ran right into Wemby. Somebody else in the Thunder would have to step up and hit shots, or they'd have to switch up their game plan. Instead of playing from the middle, they wanted to get Shea on an empty side of the court. That's when you'd see Wemby rotate from the opposite corner to not only help, but double the ball. Here's a great example. With an empty corner, Shea uses a screen to get a switch he wants before attacking that open space. But by the time he gets baseline, Wemby's already there. He doesn't have anywhere to go. Then as soon as he gets rid of it, everybody rotates one pass up to recover. There's no lane to attack and no open 3. The Thunder tried to counter by moving a shooter into the strong side corner, but Wemby didn't care. He was only worried about not giving Shea any space. He swings it, the ball starts moving, and they find a long closeout to attack, but all that does is funnel the offense back into Wemby. There's just no way for them to access the paint, and that's because they're not worried about OKC shooters. A basic rule of thumb for team defense is to never help from the strong side corner. Wemby's helping from the strong side every time. They don't care if Caruso gets a wide open 3. All that's to say, it didn't matter how they spread the floor. If Shea wanted to attack baseline, he'd have to run into a giant. Then he'd have to score over it, which is a lot easier said than done. Victor's role on defense could be best described as a spy. He's just shadowing the ball. As soon as Shea starts to post up, he's there to double. When the ball gets to the wing, he sits in front of a driving lane to protect the paint. Then everybody else rotates around him to not concede any high-quality looks from 3. It's pretty similar to what he was doing against the Wolves. Anytime Ant wanted to attack baseline, he was there to turn him away. If he posted up, that's when the double came. Then they'd use their speed to rotate, run shooters off the line, while Wemby targeted a non-shooter to help off of and protect the rim. Whenever the Wolves had 5 shooters on the court, though, Wemby would just take whoever was in the weak side corner. That meant they'd switch everything behind the play to keep him on the baseline. They wanted him to always be in a position to run. In game 1 against the Thunder, we saw a slightly different approach. Instead of guarding the corner, he was staying attached to Caruso, regardless of where he was or what he was doing. OKC tried to take advantage by having Caruso set high ball screens for Shea, but Wemby just ignored it. He continued to drop back, only guard the ball, and once that action got taken away, roll. They also tried to catch Wemby out of position by spotting Caruso up at the top of the key, but it was clear that he'd help in the paint every single time. The game plan was obvious. Let Caruso take the open three. Here's another example. Shea's getting pressured full court by Carter Bryant, while Wemby just waits at the nail to not let him drive. Caruso's left with a warm-up jumper, and he knocks it down. It wasn't just Wemby. The Spurs, as a unit, made a deliberate effort to not guard it. Typically, you'd see Castle X out here, while somebody else closes to Wallace. Instead, he guards the corner and lets Caruso hit another open three. Luckily for the Thunder, Caruso caught fire. He had 4 threes in the first half and scored 16 points. That's where they got a huge chunk of their offense. When he checked out, though, the Spurs got right back to their game plan from round 2, switching everything behind the play to keep Wemby on the baseline, letting him roam to take away the rim, and having their wings peel off to open shooters. That's also how they started the second half. But before we get into that, I want to thank PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. If you know you can play responsibly and you have the means to do so, PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy app. So if you're looking for a place to get in on the conference finals, use code HMA and get started. I'm curious to see how OKC
backyard to be the beach
that Wemby's going to be
coming up.
The glass.
Great taste made right for generations. Crafted on mayo, the heart of every table.
She was 7 months pregnant, working a double shift and holding herself together by sheer will alone. Her back ached. Her ankles were swollen inside her shoes. And she still smiled at every single table she passed, because that was the kind of woman Maya Bennett was. She needed this job more than most people in that diner could imagine. And then a man in a gray suit walked through the door. And 6 quiet bikers in the back booth slowly stopped talking. This is the story of what happened in that diner on a warm Wednesday afternoon in Cloverfield, Tennessee. And by the end of it, you are going to feel something you won't forget quickly. It was the kind of day that made small towns look like postcards. Sunlight pouring through wide diner windows. Country music playing low on the radio. The smell of fresh pie and grilled onions drifting through the Sun and Supper Diner on Main Street. Evelyn Shaw, the 70-year-old owner, had been running this place for 32 years and knew every regular by name in usual order. Truckers, farmers, families passing through on Route 9, they all came here. It was the kind of place that made you feel like the world was still basically decent. On this Wednesday, it was busy and warm and full of comfortable noise. The 6 bikers had arrived around noon. Iron Cavalry MC, out of Murfreesboro, veterans mostly, a couple of mechanics and ranchers mixed in. They had just finished a charity ride for a children's hospital 2 counties over and were heading home. Cole Ryder led them, as always. 61 years old, gray at the temples, the kind of quiet that only comes from men who have seen real things and stopped needing to talk about them. He ordered black coffee and the daily special and said maybe 15 words in the first hour. His road brother Jace Hollow, 29, sat across from him. The booth was large. The 6 of them filled it without crowding. They were not loud. They were not drawing attention. They were just men having lunch, and the diner went right on moving around them. Maya Bennett was their waitress. 7 months along, moving carefully but efficiently between tables, one hand occasionally resting on her belly when she thought nobody was watching. She refilled Cole's coffee before he asked. She remembered Jace's side order without writing it down. She smiled at the table of kids near the window even when she clearly had to push herself to do it. Cole watched all of this the way he watched most things, quietly, without making it obvious. He also noticed, when she first came to their table, that her eyes were slightly red.
Oh no.
In it together and needs to make it through the next few hours before they can exhale. He recognized it. He had worn that exact look himself a long time ago. Evelyn came out from behind the counter at one point and touched Maya's arm gently. "You don't have to stay for the dinner shift, honey," she said quietly. Maya shook her head. "I need the hours, Miss Evelyn." Evelyn looked at her for a moment with the expression of a woman who understood but knew better than to push. She squeezed Maya's arm and went behind the counter. Cole watched that exchange too. He picked up his coffee cup and didn't say anything. Before we continue this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Because what happens next in this diner is something nobody who was there that day ever forgot. Vincent Moretti walked in at 12:45. The diner didn't go quiet when he entered, it went careful. There is a difference. Quiet is the absence of noise. Careful is when noise continues but changes pitch slightly, when conversations don't stop but become slightly less free. People who knew Vincent Moretti knew to make that adjustment automatically. He was 53, well-dressed in a charcoal gray suit that cost more than most people in Cloverfield made in a month, with silver hair brushed back and the easy confidence of a man who had spent decades never being told no. He ran 3 legitimate businesses in the county, a car dealership, a property management company, and a regional logistics firm. He also ran things that didn't appear on any business license, and most people in Cloverfield understood that without ever saying it directly. He came in with 2 men, younger, also suited, the kind of men whose job description involved standing nearby and looking like they had no sense of humor. Vincent chose a booth near the center of the diner. Evelyn herself came to take his order, moving with the tight smile of someone performing a courtesy they hadn't chosen. Vincent ordered without looking at the menu. He was already scanning the room, the way men like him always scan rooms, not out of caution, but out of appetite. Looking for something to comment on, someone to perform in front of. Maya brought their drinks. She set them down professionally, smiled, asked if they needed a moment with the menu. Vincent looked at her the way certain men look at women they have decided they are entitled to an opinion about. "You're new," he said. Maya said, "I've been here about 8 months, sir." Vincent smiled. 8 months. "And how far along are you?" Maya kept her voice even. 7 months. He tilted his head slightly.
Inspire new holiday traditions by bringing artisanal buns and rolls to your next holiday feast.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays because a city hotel is right for some, but not quite right for others. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Just the tips.
Just the tips.
Shops don't split and slickety split. Look at those ends, they are offended.
Now that's what I call a happy ending.
Red Kit ABC.
This is the 2026 Nissan Rogue. It's the most powerful way to Nissan, number one making for quality.
Husband around. It was the kind of question that isn't really a question. Maya's jaw tightened just slightly. "I'll give you a few more minutes," she said, and turned to go. Vincent said, "I asked you something." She stopped, turned back. "He passed away," she said quietly. 14 months ago. The diner noise around them continued. But something had shifted. Vincent nodded slowly, like he was processing information rather than acknowledging a loss. "Shame," he said, and smiled again. Can you imagine standing there? 7 months pregnant, exhausted, still wearing your grief every single day, and having someone look at you like that? How would you feel in that moment? What would you do? Cole Ryder had heard every word. The corner booth had a clear line of sight to the center of the diner. He set his coffee cup down without saying. Across from him, Jace had gone still. Cole gave him a single look, the kind that meant not yet, and Jace settled back, but his jaw was tight. Over the next 20 minutes, Vincent Moretti did what men like him do when they decide someone is a safe target. He sent his food back twice for reasons that weren't real reasons. He made a comment about the coffee loud enough for the surrounding tables to hear. He called Maya sweetheart every time she came to the table despite her name being right there on her name tag. His two companions laughed at the appropriate moments. The other customers in the diner did what people often do when a man like Vincent is performing. They looked at their phones and hoped it would stay manageable. Evelyn watched from behind the counter with her hands flat on the surface and her face controlled in a way that cost her something. Maya handled it. She handled it with a professionalism that was almost painful to watch, smile in place, voice steady, posture composed. But Cole could see her hand shaking slightly when she refilled the water glasses. He could see the way she breathed before she approached the table each time, the small preparation, the gathering of herself. He recognized that too. He had watched people do it in places far more dangerous than a Tennessee diner. You develop a tolerance for things you should never have to tolerate, because tolerating them feels safer than the alternative. And sometimes it is. And sometimes it isn't. The moment it crossed the line happened fast, the way those moments always do. Maya was setting down the check when Vincent reached out and closed his hand around her wrist. Not aggressive enough to be undeniable, but firm enough to be deliberate. I wasn't done talking, he said. Maya looked down at his hand on her wrist. Then she looked up at him. And she said, clearly and quietly, please let go of me. He didn't. He said something to his companions that made them smile. And then, when Maya pulled her arm back, Vincent Moretti slapped her. Not hard enough to knock her down. Hard enough to make a sound that cut through every conversation in that diner like a blade. Hard enough that the table of kids near the window went completely silent. Hard enough that Evelyn made a sound behind the counter that she immediately swallowed. The diner went so quiet you could hear the ceiling fan turning. And then, from the corner booth, 6 chairs moved back from the table simultaneously. Not rushed. Not scrambled. Moved back with the specific deliberateness of men who have spent years learning the difference between reaction and response. Cole Ryder stood up. He was not a physically intimidating man in the way action movies define intimidating. He was not the largest person in the room. But he stood in a way that took up exactly the space he was entitled to, and he walked toward Vincent Moretti's table the way a man walks when he has already decided what he is going to say and has no interest in being talked out of it. The 5 others fanned out without instruction. Not surrounding the table. Just present. Visible. Unmistakable. Vincent looked up. For the first time since he had walked into this diner, his smile was not fully in place. Cole stood 2 feet from the table. He looked at Vincent Moretti for a moment without speaking. Then he said, quietly enough that it didn't carry past the nearest tables, you just put your hand on a pregnant woman in front of witnesses. That was all. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't threaten. He just said it like a fact being entered into a record. Vincent stared at him. His 2 companions looked at the 5 bikers standing at various points around them and made a rapid recalculation. You need to walk away, Vincent said. Cole didn't move. We'll wait, Cole said. For the police. Vincent Moretti stood up. And here is what he found when he stood up, 4 phones already out at surrounding tables, already recording. A diner full of people who had been looking at their plates 5 minutes ago and were now looking directly at him. Evelyn Shaw already on the phone behind the counter, speaking in a low, deliberate voice. And 6 men who were not going anywhere. The math of the room had changed completely. Vincent understood math. It was how he had built everything he had. He understood when a calculation had turned against him. He straightened his jacket. He looked at Cole. He looked at the phones. He looked at Maya, who was standing near the counter now, Ben's hand on her shoulder, watching with an expression that was no longer afraid. And then Vincent Moretti walked out of the Sun and Supper Diner with his 2 men behind him and got into his car and drove away. The diner exhaled. Jace was the first one to Maya's side. Are you okay? Do you need a doctor? Maya shook her head. Her hand was pressed to her cheek, but she was steady. I'm okay, she said. Then she looked at Cole, who had come to stand nearby. Thank you, she said. Cole nodded once. Sit down, he said. Please. It wasn't a command, It was the kind of thing you say to someone when you're concerned and don't know the right words. Maya sat. Evelyn brought her water and ice and hovered nearby with the focused attention of a woman who had been wanting to protect this girl for months and had just watched someone else do what she hadn't been able to. Now here is where this story changes direction. Because what happened next was not what anyone expected, not Maya, not the diner, not even Cole Ryder himself. While Maya sat at the counter recovering, Cole remained nearby. He was looking at her, but not at her face. He was looking at the chain around her neck, a simple silver chain with a small pendant. A set of dog tags. Military issue. Cole leaned forward slightly and said, "May I ask, those tags? Who are they?" Maya looked down at them. "My husband," she said quietly. "He served. Marines. 2 tours." She paused. His name was Derek Bennett. Cole went very still. The kind of still that people around him noticed. Jace looked over from 2 stools down. Cole said, "Derek Bennett. From Cloverfield." Maya stared at him. "You knew him." Cole was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "He pulled me out of a burning vehicle outside Fallujah in 2007. I never got to thank him properly. I lost track of him after I was transferred." He stopped. "I have been looking for him for a long time. Think about that. What are the odds? Of all the diners, on all the roads, on all the days, Cole Ryder had walked into the one place where the widow of the man who saved his life was working a double shift to support herself and her unborn child. Some people call that coincidence. Cole Ryder didn't believe in coincidence. He believed in debts. And he believed that some debts don't expire just because the person you owe them to is gone. Maya looked at him for a long time. Then she started crying, not from fear, not from the shock of what had just happened, but from something else entirely. The kind of crying that happens when something that has been held in a closed fist for a very long time finally gets to open. He never talked much about the people he served with, she said. He just said they were his brothers. Cole said, "That's right. That's exactly right." The police arrived 20 minutes after Evelyn's call. 2 officers, both of whom visibly adjusted their demeanor when they saw who was involved. They had a conversation with Evelyn, took statements from 3 other customers who had been recording, and spoke briefly with Maya. The footage was already moving. By that evening, 2 of the videos had been shared several hundred times on local social media. By the following morning, a local news station had picked up the story. The recordings were clear. The assault was documented. And Vincent Moretti's face was in every frame. What happened to Vincent Moretti over the following 6 weeks was not dramatic in the way movies are dramatic. It was quiet and systematic and thorough, the way real consequences tend to be when they finally arrive. 3 of his business partners quietly ended their associations. A city contract his logistics company had held for 4 years was not renewed. 2 of the men who had been with him in the diner gave statements to investigators to protect themselves. A state-level inquiry into his property management practices, something that had apparently been sitting in a drawer waiting for sufficient cause, was reopened. Vincent Moretti did not go to prison immediately. These things take time. But the walls around him had begun to close, and the people who had been too afraid to say certain things out loud were saying them now, because someone had finally gone on record first. The Iron Cavalry chapter stayed in Cloverfield for 3 days. They didn't make a production of it. They ate at the diner. They checked on Maya. On the second day, 4 of them spent the afternoon in the parking lot behind Maya's apartment building fixing her car, a 10-year-old sedan with transmission problems she hadn't been able to afford to replace. They did not charge her. They did not make a speech about it. When she came down and found them there and asked what they were doing, Jace just shrugged and said, "Cole said it needed doing." Maya stood there for a moment. Then she went back upstairs and came back down with a plate of sandwiches she had made, because that was the kind of woman she was, even with nothing, still trying to give something back. On the morning they left, Cole came to the diner one last time. Evelyn made him breakfast on the house and he accepted it without argument. Maya sat across from him for a few minutes before the morning rush. She had a question she had been carrying since the moment he told her who he was. Did Derek know that you were looking for him? Cole wrapped his hands around his coffee cup. "I don't know," he said honestly. "I hope so. I hope somewhere he knew that the man he pulled out of that vehicle spent 15 years trying to find him to say thank you." He paused. "I'm going to say it to you instead. Because you're carrying what he left behind. And what he left behind is worth protecting." Maya pressed her lips together and nodded. She didn't trust herself to speak. The 6 motorcycles pulled out of Cloverfield just after 8 in the morning, heading south on Route 9 into a bright Tennessee sky. Evelyn stood in the diner doorway and watched them go. Maya stood beside her with one hand on her belly. The sound of the engines faded slowly. Before the last one disappeared around the bend, Cole raised one hand without looking back. Just a quiet acknowledgement.
New Carotene by Schwarzkopf. This professional
Really pregnant people, right?
Yeah, definitely jerk off.
The movie opens with young Sean Donovan talking to his mother, Mary. The story quickly shifts to a shocking moment when Sean and his father witness a brutal carjacking that ends with his mother's death before his eyes. 10 years later, the memory still haunts him. The trauma turns Sean into a withdrawn teenager who avoids friendships and reacts violently to any sign of aggression. To calm himself, he secretly takes medication hidden inside a bandage container, keeping it from his father. Despite his struggles, Sean remains the top student with a deep interest in subjects like chemistry. When his father, Terry Donovan, asks about school, their talks are cold and distant. Since Mary's death, their relationship has felt strained and empty, and Terry's efforts to restore normalcy have failed. One day, Terry visits his wife's grave and apologizes for not coming sooner. He tells her that Sean has made a new friend and plans to attend a party, feeling hopeful to see his son finally opening up again. Meanwhile, Sean boards a train and is hit by a flashback. He remembers his abusive, alcoholic father and how his mother, Mary, was his only source of comfort, taking him to music classes to escape their troubled home. In the present, Sean walks past a park and sees a drug-addicted woman begging her dealer for more time to pay. After she leaves, the dealers, Tony and Stretch, notice Sean watching them. When they threaten him, Sean suddenly accuses Tony of killing a child. Enraged, Tony attacks him, but Sean fights back fiercely. In a shocking turn, he overpowers Tony, seizes his gun, and shoots him. The story then shifts to Teresa Ames, a police officer juggling personal struggles, including constant calls from her ex-husband about their son. She is also handling a major case involving Larry Childs, a drug dealer accused of murdering 2 people. Despite her hard work, the court unexpectedly postpones Larry's hearing, giving his lawyer more time to push for his release. Teresa's strong record in the anti-crime and narcotics unit earns her a promotion to homicide, where she partners with Gary. In the same unit works Officer Bill Baldwin, someone Sean occasionally visits to use his computer. Later that night, as Teresa prepares to leave the station, she finds Sean alone using the printer. He explains his connection to Bill and leaves. Curious, Teresa checks the document he printed and finds the strange word tricella. She ignores it and heads to her car, only to discover a flat tire. Seeing her struggle, Sean offers to help, and they talk about the case. Knowing her from the news, Sean asks if Larry will escape justice. Teresa admits it depends on the system and possible deals. After fixing the tire, she offers Sean a ride home, but he declines, choosing the train instead. The next morning, Sean practices boxing when Terry joins him, trying to teach him how to punch harder. Despite Terry's attempts to reconnect, Sean can't forget the abuse his father inflicted on him and his mother. In a flashback, a drunken Terry argues with Mary about Sean's piano lessons. When Mary defends her son, Terry lashes out violently, warning her to stay silent if she wants to remain in the house. The memory still torments Sean years later. Meanwhile, Stretch, the drug dealer, reports Tony's murder, but there's no evidence. Gary suggests dropping the case since Tony was a drug-dealing pedophile who had plenty of enemies, but Teresa isn't convinced. She asks about Sean and learns that his mother was killed right in front of him 10 years earlier. Sean continues visiting the station daily with Officer Bill's permission, going through mugshots in hopes of finding his mother's killer. Seeing his determination, Teresa offers to help. Sean refuses at first, but eventually gives in and accepts her support. The story shifts to a prostitute calling her client, Joe, to say she's sick and can't meet him. Joe becomes violent, breaks into her room, and drags her out. Sean appears and intervenes, fighting to protect her. Both are injured, but Sean's actions aren't random. He specifically targeted Joe after finding him in a criminal database. When Joe threatens him, Sean draws a gun and shoots him in the chest, killing him instantly. The next day, Teresa and Gary investigate the scene and speak with the woman who reveals Joe had killed a 13-year-old girl but escaped conviction. She only describes Sean's black clothing and refuses to say more, convinced God sent him to save her. While reviewing the case, Teresa suspects the same person killed both Tony and Joe. At the morgue, she checks if the bullets from each crime match and realizes Joe might be the man Sean was searching for earlier. She then asks the coroner about tricella, the strange word she saw on Sean's printout. The doctor and his assistant explain that tricella is a deadly poison that causes the esophagus to swell, leading to suffocation. They also confirm the bullets from both murders match, proving the same killer is responsible. To learn more about Sean, Teresa invites him to lunch. During their meal at a Chinese restaurant, the couple argues loudly in Chinese. Sean surprises Teresa by fluently telling them off, revealing that his mother had encouraged him to learn several languages. When Teresa brings up his mother's case, she gently tells him it appears to have been a random carjacking with no new leads, urging him to move on and live like a normal teenager. Frustrated, Sean asks what she'd do if he actually knew the killer. Teresa insists that justice requires evidence and proper procedure. Her answer only angers Sean more, as he condemns the system for allowing criminals like Larry Childs to walk free. That night, during Bill Baldwin's retirement party, Teresa keeps linking Tony and Joe's murders, noting both victims were killers who had escaped justice. Curious, she asks Bill about Sean, but he snaps at her, accusing her of prying, and tells her to leave Sean alone. Later, while Teresa and Gary ride the train home, a Chinese woman asks for help breaking up a fight between two men. Moments earlier, a drug addict had boarded the train and started harassing a woman. Sean, sitting nearby, rubbed black paint on his face and quietly told a Chinese boy to take his mother to safety, not wanting the child to witness what was coming. Sean then fought the addict, quickly overpowering him. When the woman alerted authorities, they spotted a figure in black, but couldn't identify him. Teresa tried to stop him, but Sean escaped. Later, an officer reports that the suspect spoke Chinese to the boy before attacking, confirming Teresa's suspicion that Sean is the vigilante behind the murders. The next morning, Sean dreams that Teresa arrests him, only to wake and realize it isn't real. It's his birthday, and Terry takes him to his late mother's favorite restaurant to celebrate. There, they meet Terry's old friend Aaron, who recognizes him as Rock, his boxing nickname. Now the restaurant owner, Aaron reminisces about Terry's past and offers to show him some old photos. While Terry steps away, she chats with Sean, explaining the nickname and revealing that 10 years ago, Terry was a heavy drinker who often got into street fights with the wrong crowd. Terry soon apologizes for leaving early and gives Aaron his contact information before taking Sean to a boxing match. They spend rare quality time together, and afterward, Terry brings Sean to the street where Mary died. He tells his son to let go of the past and live his life fully. Tearfully, he apologizes for the pain his violence and addiction caused, admitting he can't change what happened, but promising to be a better father from now on. The next day, Teresa visits Bill's house, demanding the truth about Sean. Hesitant at first, Bill lets her in and finally explains what happened years ago. After his mother's death, Sean was so traumatized he couldn't cry or speak. When police showed him mugshots, he instantly pointed to one man, but when they showed it to Terry, he denied knowing him and scolded Sean for accusing someone without proof. Pressured, Sean took back his statement, claiming he was mistaken. He never spoke of it again until recently, when he saw the same man's face on the news. Sean is convinced his mother's killer is Larry Childs, the same man Teresa is trying to convict. Later, Sean meets Teresa, thanking her for her help and saying he's ready to move on. He leaves with a friend to attend a party. Still uneasy, Teresa follows and waits outside. There, Gary calls to inform her that Larry Childs has made a deal with prosecutors. He'll serve only 2 years in prison before entering witness protection, escaping justice for multiple murders. At the party, Sean suddenly recalls Larry Child calling his father Rock on the night of his mother's death, a nickname only Terry's old friends used. The realization unsettles him. Moments later, Sean witnesses a school bully assaulting a girl. Unable to control his rage, he attacks the bully and beats him brutally until a friend pulls him away. Overwhelmed, Sean rushes to Aaron's restaurant, while Teresa prepares to follow. On his way, Sean replays the events of that night in his mind. He remembers his father stopping their car after being rear-ended. Larry Childs had approached, exchanged words with Terry, then walked over to Mary and shot her dead. The memories connect everything: Terry and Larry's past friendship, the murder, and his father's silence. Sean breaks into Aaron's restaurant, searching for proof. By the time Teresa arrives, he's already gone. As she explores the place, she finds old photographs showing Terry and Larry Childs together, confirming Sean's suspicion. When Terry returns home, he finds the place ransacked and calls the police to report a break-in. Searching the house, he goes to the basement and discovers Sean sitting there, drunk and furious. Sean erupts, accusing his father of years of abuse and of working with Larry Childs to murder his mother. He believes Terry arranged the killing to collect her life insurance and escape his debts. Terry struggles with him, admitting he knew Larry, but insisting Sean misunderstood what happened that night. Sean insists the killer called him Rock, proof of their connection, but Terry denies it. Overwhelmed by rage and betrayal, Sean raises the gun and shoots his father in the chest, killing him. Moments later, Teresa arrives and confronts him. Sean says Terry hired Larry Childs to kill Mary, the gun still lying on the table. Desperate, he begs Teresa for help. Understanding that the system can't always deliver justice, she quietly takes the gun and throws it into the river, covering up the crime. Sometime later, Sean writes a letter to Larry Childs, now serving his short prison sentence. Instead of expressing anger, he offers forgiveness, hoping to ease both their burdens. He only asks for the truth about his father's role in his mother's murder, including 2 stamps with instructions. Use a black one if Terry was guilty, or a red one if he was innocent. Larry, being manipulative, sends the letter back with a red stamp, pretending Terry was innocent, but Sean anticipated the lie. He had coated the stamp's glue with tricelerin, the same deadly poison from earlier. When Larry licked it, he suffered a swollen throat and suffocated to death. In the end, the truth remains unknown. Whether Terry was innocent or not is left unanswered, leaving Sean and the audience trapped in the same uncertainty. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button.
Babies don't ever stop. And behind them is an unstoppable Pampers 360 diaper with up to 1.
He's 2 years younger than LeBron James, was drafted in the same class as James Harden and Stephen Curry. His college teammate is still playing in the NBA, yet he's already become the successor to Greg Popovich, leading the young and talented San Antonio Spurs squad. His name is Mitch Johnson. His friends prefer to call him by another name, Maestro. The nickname Maestro was given to him by his father. His father, John Johnson, was the 7th overall pick in 1970, made the All-Star team as a rookie, was a key player on the Seattle Supersonics' 1979 championship team, and helped pioneer the point-forward role. After retiring, his father coached at a high school in Seattle. In the winter of 1986, Mitch Johnson was born in that city. His mother was once a tennis player at University of Washington. John Johnson never forced his son to play basketball, but some things are simply written in DNA. In high school, Mitch Johnson was a 4-year team captain, won 2 state championships, and made the All-State team twice. His father rarely taught him how to score. Instead, he taught him how to read the game, how to think for his teammates, and how to create advantages through details. John Johnson could see that his son didn't have the athletic talent for the NBA, but he was smart, selfless, and had natural leadership. Perhaps he had a brighter future as a coach than as a player. Mitch Johnson was an excellent passer and a natural leader. That's how the nickname Maestro came to be. From high school to college, even his Stanford teammate Brooke Lopez called him that. During those years, he delivered countless assists to Lopez. By the time he graduated, Johnson ranked 2nd in school history in assists and also a single-game assist record. But his father's judgment ultimately proved correct. In the 2009 NBA draft, standing at 6'1",
Do you think Middle East has more simps than Western world since girls there are mostly virgins and won't give you box unless y'all get married? What do you think?
What is this?
Okay, so what he's saying is that are men out in the Middle East more simps? Well, there's a lot of dudes out there in the Middle East that are simps, but what I will say is that you're not going to be punished to the same degree for being a simp in certain places.
Yeah.
So, for example, you go somewhere like Romania, Ukraine, Colombia, etc.
The culture is different.
And women respect chivalry there. Yeah. Versus the United States, you get a girl flowers on the first date, she don't look at you like, oh, you fucking sucker.
What's the angle here? Why are you so nice to me?
You just nice. The difference is that you like flowers from a certain guy.
Yeah.
Women don't treat chivalry well in the United States.
I will just say thank you, man. That's it.
I mean, there's a reason why.
Depending on the back, I like flowers.
Yeah, are you gonna fuck that guy?
Oh, fuck yeah.
There's a reason why nice guys finish last in the United States, and the reason why is because being a nice guy, being chivalrous, will get you in last place.
I love that though. I love it personally. I think at the end of the day, money comes and goes. You might be on top one day, but that doesn't always mean you be on top tomorrow. And attractiveness too. That goes with time. I'd rather have a guy who's nice than have a guy who has a lot of money and doesn't look at the little small things, because what if one day he loses all that money, then I'm gonna be left with this piece of shit who probably,
Well,
that's just
to be fair, she's right. She has kids, so I mean, she's gonna take what she can get. This nigga, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
I like just nice. I like nice guys. I think money comes and goes. That's just me. I'm sorry?
You old like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Did you make that nice?
Yeah, he was.
No, she ran him over.
No. So actually, yeah, but that was like, and I'm not. I would never put him on this like that. But he, that him being, he was nice when I met him, but his flaws, which the reason why I ran him over, had to do with him personally and his own mental state. So that's not.
So he was mentally impaired and you ran him over?
No. He wasn't mentally impaired. He's all there. I just think, whatever personal reasons, circumstances in his life that happened caused him to act certain ways under the influence of certain drugs, alcohol, and that's when he would change.
So who's the fuck?
Yeah.
No, Chris. He was a nice fucker.
Oh, nice. The basic premise here, what I'm saying is that being a gentleman in other parts of the world where women are more traditionally feminine will go further than being a gentleman in the United States where the women are more hyper-masculinized.
Like Ukraine, Romania.
Yeah. You buy a girl flowers, in Colombia, it might go a little bit further than if you did that shit here in the United States, where girls are going to look at you like you're a sucker.
What's the angle?
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Because my front door neighbor, he knocked my door this Tuesday, and my mom wanted me to be with him. I was like, no. Then he knocked my door. He has these flowers. And I'm like, okay, come in. I was doing my normal cooking, and he was like super comfortable. Like, just because he's a lawyer, he was like, but a little guy, just because he's a lawyer, like I felt like questioned, like, and I saw myself like, I got mad, and I was like, look, this is your chicken, you can take it and go, and and he like smashed my door, just like that, and he gave me flowers, like I was cooking, and I was like, he got mad because I didn't like eat with him or whatever, but he was trying to kiss me in my room. I'm like,
Wait.
Wait,
Bueno.
Exactly.
No, chicken.
Such a.
But let me hold on. I gotta ask. There's so many things here.
Yeah.
Was this here in Miami or in
Yeah,
Venezuela?
this is currently where I
Okay.
live.
Your mom let him in.
So she just proved our point. Look, the guy came with flowers, was trying to be a gentleman,
Yeah.
failed. Yeah. I mean, proves my point.
Are you trying to say he was asserting his dominance because he felt he was a lawyer and he deserved to be there?
Yeah. He was like, I think, like super serious in my couch, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
but
what are you doing so
how
serious
do you
there
pay
while
attention to the
I'm
room?
cooking and you're here in my house? Like, I don't feel comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I
How do
didn't.
you get through the room though?
Okay, yeah.
Basically, he gave her flowers and she didn't.
Yeah. It was like step by step, you know. I was waiting for my groceries, you know, from Instacart. And then like and then all that happened. But he tried to
Guys,
Moving on.
get the book, bro. Why women deserve less. One thing I'm kidding around when I say women don't respect guys that are nice, bro.
Yeah.
Look, this lawyer comes in, successful, probably makes money, gave her flowers, and all she did was give him some flour or some chicken and tell him get the book out of my house.
no, he didn't even cook the chicken. But how the fuck, like, okay, my friend died because this is another story. My
Yo, you're
friend.
the queen of going on random tangents.
Oh my god.
Like that has nothing to do with the podcast at all.
Nothing. Like she was out with a Tinder date. This is a good story. So she died, and the guy was never found.
Yeah, right. You're not
Right?
right.
She does.
Yeah.
She died and the guy was never found?
No. They just
disappeared.
it's like the ambulance and body. Yeah. So the thing is that okay, I download Tinder because I want to see like you know what type of guys are in Tinder. Like I wanted to put my OnlyFans there so people can subscribe and you know. And I see him in Tinder, and I'm like, bitch, you think I'm gonna take you seriously? Thank God I didn't. You know.
So,
I saw him in Tinder too. I'm like,
so this guy
dirty
murdered.
motherfucker.
Oh,
Like I've never had Tinder.
You
And I
killed
like
your
to
friend?
be free to
Did
Tinder.
you kill your friend?
No. That's another story.
Okay.
Like, of course, it has to do. I didn't kill my friend, but I was like,
Where'd she go?
I'm never taking it.
Where'd she go? What happened to her?
I don't really know like what happened. Let me tell you the story.
No.
Let me tell you the story because it's actually something that I want to know. Because okay, my birthday was the 21st, and like she went out, and they found her like the 23 in the hospital.
Sorry.
Let me ask you a question. Do a lot of guys approach you? Right?
Sometimes, but I don't like.
Do you get a lot of
No, like
okay. Do you get a lot of messages on Instagram? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of attention from men in general?
No.
I mean, you got lawyers coming up to your house with flowers, so I would say you're doing pretty well.
It's okay to say yes.
Pero,
Sugar to
they're
murder.
stupid because like I can't connect.
Okay,
Don't
that's fine.
understand
But,
me, like-
but you have your choice of men, correct?
No, really.
You don't
No,
have
because sometimes I like a bad guy. Sometimes I like him with long hair. Sometimes.
Pero tú das tu tipo.
opciones.
Sí, tú das tu tipo.
I like to fuck my best friend. That's it. No
Switching the
title.
best friend.
Let me be
Switching
honest
the
with
best
y'all.
friend.
I've said this before, I'll say it again. Only women get the privilege of being stupid and still making it in the world. That real talk, man. No offense to you, but you're pretty dumb.
Don't you think that's good? Like you don't want to fuck with nobody's feelings. Like you don't want to be letting.
Answer my please.
That is
What?
my.
She's saying like have somebody that you care about.
That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm saying
I
that.
don't want to fall in love with me that is nobody told me.
Okay,
That
Okay,
pressure.
we can move
you
on.
missed the whole point. The point I'm trying to say is that only women can be dumb and make it in life and find a man. If a man is not competent, he will not get a bad chick. He will not live a fulfilling life. A woman can be rescued and be stupid. That's what I'm trying to say.
She's not saying yours.
No, she is dumb. She's kind of dumb. But it's okay. She's pretty, so she'll make it in life.
Nice.
Okay, let's move on.
But she's kind of dumb. Let's
No,
move on.
no more stories.
Yeah.
Telling stories that have nothing to do with the
Yeah.
topic. Easy, JJK, messed up money on
Tinder missing. Oh,
messed up Monday.
not tonight. Write the girls in the middle names in death note. What the fuck? Bitch to blow more cocks than the Falcons blow leads.
Tell yourself.
The thought region always no bounds like Antonio Brown's stupidity.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. 12191 says, go to the next to fresh. Oh God, I can't read that.
All right. He said,
Tell me. I like it.
hey, they're not talking about you. I know you love attention, but they're not talking about you. Venezuela, sit down, bro. Holy, man. Yo, they're not talking about you. Yo, sit down. They're not talking about you. Stop being an attention whore, man. Holy. All right, grab a cocoa next to fresh. You fat as hell. Lose weight. The hope for Venezuela. You won't have a family with your trash voice. Ron Red, hit us with your lap one more time. Keep pressing it, boys. Okay. Do you have anything you want to say back to him for saying that about you? You want to tell him some shit? The guy that said that shit about you? Okay. Do you have anything you want to say back? Keep it nice and concise.
Honestly, I could have like a lot of families if I want, but I just don't take the dick pitch.
You
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, speak Spanish. I roast you.
Should I consider a woman starting or maintaining an OnlyFans account regardless of when the founder was cheating? Past cheating?
I think it's cheating anytime your girl puts her sexuality out on the marketplace. Personally, if it's your main chick, that's unacceptable. The average IQ of this panel is lower than that room temperature. You're trying to fight logic with nonsensical arguments. So, ladies on OF, stay there. That's your saving grace, and shake your whole rapidly. Big Bottle goes, the uglier twin keep calling people dumb. She is dumb and confuse your education with intelligence. It's very common nowadays.
Never say that about her. You know, or whatever.
What you say, sir? No.
Okay.
So she's ugly. We don't know who he's talking to.
He's talking about his education. He can't even spell education.
This Venezuela bitch is a lost cause. Goddamn.
I know.
No, goddamn.
What do you say again?
Nothing.
Venezuela? Tell me, because like,
It doesn't matter.
to know.
It doesn't matter.
Tell me, I will see it.
Reputation, time, wealth, and fame. In what order do you personally place these by what's important to you? 1 through 4. Reputation, time, wealth, and fame.
Time, reputation, wealth, and fame.
Okay.
Fame last.
You guys all said fame last?
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
All
All right.
Fuck these famous.
All right. Happy birthday, Myron. W stream as always, and Whitler. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Zena. Or Axler in this case. Zitler. Rarely able to watch live because I'm on the grind life, so wanted to show some love to that podcast. By the way, Fresh Soul Black Stevie Wonder season every day. He's going on 22. Marisa Deep goes King Shot. I explained earlier why a man having sex with a bunch of girls not the same as a woman. First of all, my consists of these girls. I'm from the UK, and you should get UK girls on the show to compare attitudes. Especially the girls on the pod. Your dream man lose 100% money, you stay in. You know the answer to that.
Yeah.
The answer is no. I've always said it before. If you lose all your money, your girl might not leave you immediately, but that clock is definitely started, my friend. Okay. And then as far as UK women, bro, we got UK girls. UK girls. We have plenty of British girls on the show.
Same.
Bro, British girls are worse than American girls.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Well,
that makes sense.
There you go.
Okay, ladies.
Hey.
And also subscribe to the channel on Rumble, please. Follow the channel on Rumble. And like the video. How many we got watching on Rumble right now, man? 20. Sorry.
Okay, so we'll do live thoughts on the show. How's the show for you? Katie, love that was the show. Questions, comments. We'll start right here. How's the show for you?
I like it. I like that, like, everyone's giving their own opinion. I like that there's different ways to look at perspective of things. Thank you. But there's so many different opinions, and it really gets you to, like, just think about.
What was the most advice?
Yeah. But I like that everyone's able to just give their opinion, and it's a decent.
The real question is, do you appreciate your guy more now?
I've already been appreciated.
Now, if you catch a fucking another chick, what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Mm, the thing is,
Here we go.
Here's the thing, because and it was actually a question that I wanted to ask. Too.
Go ahead.
You mentioned that it would be like a man who has everything in regards. You used a specific term. You said something like a guy who has like, everything.
Okay. We can say well diversified.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think that even if he is not wealthy, should he still be able to, or maybe it's not wealthy, maybe it's looks, maybe it doesn't have looks or wealthy or whatever it is, that if the person doesn't have the full package that you mentioned, should he still be able to, or is that when you say that some men just get what they can? Or not every man, you said not every man gets the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, well,
In
men,
that case.
Men are only as faithful as their options. So if I tell you that it's raining outside and I give you an umbrella, and you choose to go outside without the umbrella and you get wet, who's stupid?
Did you offer me an umbrella? So then leave.
Yeah. And that's what I'm offering you now. I'm telling you that more than likely at some point, a guy is going to cheat or maybe exercise an option on you. Maybe he gets caught and maybe he doesn't. So I think it's better to just, if you love the guy, you respect the guy, you want to be with the guy, he provides everything for you, probably better to just accept it. And what I would say is, as a woman, if you have children, if you're not the most attractive, or if you have bad habits or you haven't eaten straight, you have to be more willing to concede. Right. Because you might not necessarily qualify for that man that has it. Right. For sure. Yeah. So I'm not saying that's you in particular,
No.
I'm saying in general, what I've noticed about women is that they want a man that's exceptional, and then they get mad when they realize they don't qualify for that man. Right. You might qualify for some dick from that man, but you're not going to qualify for a relationship with him. So what I say is, if you got something good,
appreciate you.
Like, what's the point of you?
I definitely
let's
think
say you're cheating, right?
Yeah.
Then you go to the next guy. You all cheat too.
Yeah, they all cheat.
So
I'd rather.
So you don't even know that they all cheat. So why should we leave?
At one point, there's like that hope that won't. But I mean,
hope doesn't get problem solved.
Right. But for the most part, all men do cheat at one point.
So you even know in the back of your mind that all men cheat. Right? I didn't even say all. I said most. All. So you said all. Cool. Let's take that mindset. Wouldn't it be fairly foolish, knowing that all men cheat, to leave your man when he fulfills everything else? Yeah. There you go. Sure. There's your answer. Yeah. Logical. So that is something that I guess the show definitely changed my. So I guess in a way, yes, I would appreciate from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. I did appreciate him in the beginning, but now, in a sense, I would appreciate him more, considering that all men do cheat, and at the end of the day, I'd rather be cheated on with someone who's nice to me and is doing what he's supposed to as his role. And so in summary, he's going above and beyond. He's taking care of children that aren't his too. Yeah. So that goes against his very nature. So in summary, who would cheat?
He's watching now.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. He doesn't understand. He's only preaching.
Hey, someone translate this for him.
Nobody translate.
Yeah. Hey.
No.
He's like some of the other girls.
No.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad that we helped. Hey, that made my night. If we can help you appreciate your guy more, I think that's something that women need to kind of look into. Is like, if you're in a good relationship, bro, these streets are cold, man.
It is.
Just be happy with what you got. You know, men are gonna cheat anyway. Yeah. Just find the guy that you're willing to.
Exactly.
Hopefully, you're not capping. Yeah. What about you?
It was very funny.
I think we crushed your dreams. She still thinks that guy's out there that's going to be loyal to her.
Hey, they did not crush my dreams.
What was that?
They did not crush my dreams.
So what are you going to do now that you know the truth?
Yeah.
You said what? Live ignoring the truth?
Yeah. I'm just fine. Like, I mean, I'm just fine right now. I'm going to be fine.
Wait, you're 20 home? She got it. She got it. She got it. Oh, this is crazy. What about you? I'm just going to know the truth. Okay. That's a first.
Bueno, I honestly love it that I can see the real character of the guys. It's something I really appreciate.
Has your best friend ever told you what we told you?
More than that. More.
Why did you look so surprised when we said these things?
What things?
Everything.
Stupid. I don't think he tells you anything.
What do you mean? Are you insulting me? in front of people, is that makes you feel better?
What?
What? I don't get it.
You know. Yeah.
No, I said, does your guy tell you this? And you said, yes. And I said, I don't know if he did because he's still having sex with you, so he probably doesn't tell you any of this.
What do you think? They already know.
So he's saying basically, you said that your best friend explained all of this to you about men. Like he talks to you about men. You said that, right?
He don't have to tell me.
That's
I
not
already experienced it. Like,
so basically what he said was, why did you act surprised if you knew how men were?
I never acted surprised.
Oh.
Okay, so you weren't surprised.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. What about you?
All right, watch the show back and you'll see that you were pretty surprised.
I love it. It's a little past my bedtime, but
Yeah.
Are you gonna appreciate your guy more now too?
Oh yeah, I've never stopped. Always have.
All right.
Let's
It's your job to keep him, bro.
Say that again?
Let's move fast.
Yeah. No, for real. I mean, yo, man, you're 30 years old.
Yeah.
4 months together. You gotta start to consolidate, man.
Yeah, stop the.
Keep him. You know, it's the girl's job to keep the man.
It was fun.
Nonchalant, I guess.
You still in shape?
Hey, bro. I just say it's fun. Like, you got the energy.
Fantastic. All right. What are your last thoughts?
This is very. Moving on.
The sound effect is exclusively for Let's Be Late.
How did I get invited?
That's a good question, man. All right, go ahead.
Are you still want to hear what I think?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Yes, sir. All right. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, I like the debate. That's pretty much how I feel. Like I like this back and forth shit. So I fuck with it.
Cool. All right. What about you? You had some. You were writing some down.
So I really love to see the modern perspective of men and women. I would like to say that I think our generation is kind of fucked.
Kind of fucked?
It's really fucking fucked. You want me to just be honest? It's fucked.
Which gender would you blame for the fuckery?
I blame it on the fucking men. And you know why? You know why I'm gonna tell you that? Because y'all start girls off really fucking young. How many of y'all girls in here have been hit on by a dude older than you by the time age 15? But all of y'all started us off fucking young and when we were vulnerable, and then y'all, a lot of girls want to find love and want to be accepted, and y'all fucking do that to us, and then y'all fucking our minds.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think has changed more in the past 100 years? Men or women?
Men.
Probably women's roles, like women are more like working roles as opposed to being a
So if women changed, then who fucked up?
Well, here's the deal. Men have when we are raised as young, like in this generation, a lot of us.
You're missing the point. You said our generation is fucked.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
What about generations past? Were they fucked? No, right?
Well, they cared more about family and actually
so
marriage.
Let's back.
I would say.
So here's the thing. It's very simple.
Men have become
Well,
yeah, they don't care. They can just go. They don't have responsibilities. The same responsibilities.
Hold on. You guys don't want to take accountability.
Exactly.
The reason why things are fucked up is because they're feminine. Women have changed.
Women
haven't really changed. Men are the same. They're doing the same
But also, y'all do a lot of stuff to us really young too.
That's not that far, but I think the role of a man became less masculine over time because women more masculine.
So now it's because the women became more masculine that the men became less masculine.
That's
why.
Said.
That's why.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, all right. But you're saying that it's the men's fault. I think it's feminism.
Yeah.
The women have changed in the past 100 years. Men have been the same.
Yeah.
And you can't blame men for adapting to the new sexual marketplace. Men are deductive problem solvers. I want to get laid. What do I need to get laid? I need to be sensitive. I need to be vulnerable.
What
I
I'm
need to be
saying
more
is,
feminine.
social media pushes this sort of stigma onto women.
Who's the main
and
user?
men and
Okay,
men
hold on, hold
think.
on. Who's the main consumer of social media?
Can't argue with this.
TikTok,
Either.
Instagram, Snapchat, women.
It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get just trying to make sense of it.
But the sense is
That
right
makes
there,
sense.
though. Women have been changing. Men have said the same.
Okay, I understand
Even
that.
nonchalant is being
And
smart.
feminism, I feel like,
I swear to God, I am. I swear.
and feminism ruined it for like the females who didn't necessarily don't want that idea of like, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a mixture
Yeah, like,
between
not
both
all
the
of us
men
want
and
that.
the feminism. I definitely think both parts
Of course.
did.
Right, you understand where it all
To-
came from,
But
right?
what I'm saying is
I'm
that
saying.
it's both genders fucked up. But what I'm saying is that the stimuli for the fuckery came from women. It's feminism, the birth control pill. All of these things came in, right, to change things because now women no longer need men, so they operate on a want need versus a need.
Want based over need.
So when women are want based, what do? They don't behave the same. They don't feel like they need to work as hard. When I asked you guys before, what do you guys bring to the table? You guys want to read those answers again? The reason why women can say that nowadays is because women don't have to perform anymore.
So what would be a good answer for you for a woman to say what she brings to the table?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Not what y'all said.
Okay,
So what would you say?
I asked what would you say?
What I said?
What would you like a woman to
What
bring
is
to the
valuable
table
to
for
a
you?
man?
You don't know the answer.
Yeah, the scary part is that, see, this proves my point, that women don't have to understand men to get men, but men
Okay, so
also
what would you say then?
If we were in Ukraine, Romania, maybe even Colombia, they would know what it means to be a woman. To a man, of their dreams.
But we're just asking you what that idea is for you.
Yeah.
Here, what would the perfect woman for you answer to what do you bring to the table? What would you want
right now?
a woman to bring to you personally?
The one that lets you fuck everybody all the time?
What would they
I mean,
be?
that's-
Let him answer.
you would be an indispensable component of the man's life. What I mean by that is you would come in and you would figure out how you can enhance and make that man's life better and easier. You would become something that is not an interchangeable part. You would add value versus taking value, and you would not be a liability like most women. You would be an asset. And what that means is you need to exercise critical thinking, go into the man's life, see where the weak points are, come and augment those points, and become indispensable where he can't operate at 101, 102% without you by his side. That's how you keep him in. But the problem is that most girls think I'm going to show up, I'm special, give me everything, pay for this, pay for that, etc. Well, guess what? You and 1,000 other bitches say the same stupid shit, and you guys all got different pussies, different tits. So I'm going to continue to exchange you guys out. But this is how you get the main girl title versus being a girl title.
And they'll be a hoe.
Yeah. If you can do that, and you're attractive and not fat, trust me, you'll bag a millionaire easy.
So how do you scale off the main to the second bitch to the third bitch?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You find girls that you find more interchangeable parts. Not interchangeable parts. You find more of them.
Okay.
But the problem is that most girls come in, what value can I get from this guy? What can I extract versus how can I add value?
So you don't think that there's like no woman in the world that could potentially have all the qualities that a guy would want?
I never said that. Yeah. I'm just saying that most women are useless because they've never been useful. But there are women out there that are useful, it's just that they're hard to find. And the guy's got to have his leadership on point to be able to direct and get the girl to follow him. The man also has to have leadership skills. But the woman's got to be submissive and cooperative to be able to take that coaching.
100%.
So girl tells me some dumb shit like I don't listen to men or whatever, streets. You're sucking dick only and you're getting out after this.
Right. Okay.
Combative women that don't follow direction are the worst. You don't want those girls around you. So a girl tells me some dumb shit like I don't listen to men or whatever, streets.
Yeah.
You're sucking dick only and you're getting out after this. Combative women that don't follow direction are the worst. You don't want those girls wanting. So there's a pro tip right there, ladies. Don't go in there saying I'm strong, I'm independent, blah blah blah. You'll turn the guy off. He's gonna put you in the sex one category.
That was easy.
What was that?
There's like one more thing I kind of want to touch on the monogamy thing. And
Yeah, sure. You really don't want to grasp this concept.
so look, okay, so me, okay, I'm single, but me, I'm thinking.
We can tell.
Yeah, you can tell, right? Okay, yeah. So look, say I'm in a relationship with a guy, a future relationship. My job is to, be there for my man in every single way. But also, I kind of want to protect him from things that could potentially harm him. Now, I would like to keep an open mind
Such
for
as?
my man. Like, there's just a lot of dirty women that try to trap people. There's all type of men. There's all kind of shit that can happen. I try to think ahead. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of problem is people don't think about the consequences. They don't think ahead about anything. And they just make decisions based off of whatever emotion that they're feeling in that particular moment without thinking so much.
You want me to answer your question for you right now before you even finish? Please do. You wouldn't be attracted to a man that you have to protect.
That's not true. That's not what I'm saying. You didn't even like you're off in your man land, in your man brain.
No, I'm in logic land.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm trying to, as a woman in a relationship, I want to protect my man from STDs, from bullshit, from all kind of stuff. So I particularly would like to be in a monogamous relationship. However, if he's like, man, I just want to go fuck a girl so bad, and I'm just, okay, what's wrong with me watching, being there while you do it?
Because it's weird.
It's weird. So, but you like to be secretive? Is that what the relationship? Do people care about morals anymore? Is that what it is? People don't
Is
give
it
a
more
fuck
wrong
about
for
it.
you to watch him have sex with
The
another
thing
girl?
is, the point is, you wouldn't want to do it. You wouldn't want to do it. If I say, okay, you can fuck other
So
girls
it's not about
in the
being happy, it's
relationship, but I
about
gotta
you
do
trying
it.
to exert dominance.
No, it's not about exerting dominance. It's about
You're saying
commitment.
if it wasn't a secret, they wouldn't want to do it.
Exactly. If it wasn't a secret, they would want to do it. But it's the commitment. If I'm like, okay, you can have sex with a girl, we're in a relationship, we're committed, but hey, look, I'm gonna watch. I'm sitting over here, we're gonna watch. It's a secret. It's right in the book. It's right in the
Like that's weird.
Exactly, because you're not gonna want to do it. So why would you want to just do stuff behind people's back all the time?
Because women can't handle the truth.
Is that gonna make you feel good?
Because women can't handle the truth. That's why.
Okay.
What if she can and she's sitting in a room?
Don't you
Most
want to
women-
record? Don't you want to join?
Most women would not be okay with that, watching the man that they love.
Well, you're not
fuck another
answering
girl.
the
Yeah,
question.
but if she really loves a guy, like say she really loves a guy, and she wants to do everything to make him happy, but they have to make some sort of agreement. You know what I'm saying? And he really wants her, but hey, I want to fuck a girl.
Your job isn't. See, here's the problem. You're negotiating in bad faith. Your job
It's
isn't.
not a good.
You're not trying to make him happy. You're trying to exert dominance, which is why you're trying to say, "I want to be here and do that."
Well, he's not. He's going behind my back.
No,
and happy.
because you know what's funny?
You know he's not going to be monogamous. You don't know this.
You want his happiness, right? You want his well-being. He wants to do it alone. He's truly happy doing it alone. You want to come in and say, "Oh, I need to be there." Who's going to be happy or not? It's you, because you want to be comfortable saying, "You know what? I'm going to supervise my man."
What can I watch?
He's happy doing it alone. He doesn't need he's alone.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you in the room.
Yeah.
What,
And I'll be honest with you, the guy that actually has the capability of fucking multiple girls will look you dead in your face and say, "No, I'm not." Guys that are dominant that can pull girls like that, don't let their girls boss them around. If me and you were listening, you said that.
I would not, if you're in that level of that relationship where you're gonna allow that, you already have succumbed to him saying that shit.
Yeah, so the point of me saying that was that guys would rather just do things in secret. They don't want to be sure that relationships don't fucking work. So
No, you're not listening earlier in the show. I asked the panel, who does the guy love more? Who he lies to or the girl he tells the truth to when he has two girlfriends? Most of the panel said the girl he lies to. Most women can't handle the truth, bro. Like, you might be able to, but the other 95 girls can't.
Yeah, we're not
And this is
talking
and this is what
about
you're saying.
We're not talking about what's possible. We're
I'm
talking
single
about
because
what's...
that's my choice.
You have no.
I can get in a relationship.
Now by a man that you respect.
Oh yeah, of course I can. It's not a problem.
Men are the ones that give out relationships. You give out sex. Yes.
Uh-huh.
You're dirty.
You're dirty. You dirty, you dirty boy. You dirty. You dirty.
Show me your notes.
You see him?
Yeah, you don't see him.
Think that, huh?
Screw this trouble.
Yeah, is it
Anyway,
cute, huh?
anyway, going back to what I was saying. Number one, men control who gets relationships, women control who has sex. You saying that I'm not in a relationship because I don't want to be is like a dude that's a virgin saying I haven't had sex because I don't feel like it. It's not true. You don't pick who commits to you. Men pick who they commit to. That's number one. Number two, most women can't handle the truth. The panel even said it. I've asked this question to hundreds of women, and most of the time they say the girl he lies to is the one he lies that he loves more, because women can't handle the truth in general. So if I know that most women can't handle the truth, I got to go on what's probable versus what's possible. Just because you can't handle the truth doesn't mean that 95 other women can't.
Facts.
You can't take your personal experience and extrapolate that to the general consensus of other women. Most of
Spurs and Thunder in game one, and my goodness, did last night not disappoint at all. Before the game even tipped off, though, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was handed his second straight MVP trophy. However, it was hard for him to live up to that MVP caliber with the way the Spurs defended him. SGA only shot 7 of 23 from the floor. He committed 4 turnovers along the way as well. He did still finish with a double-double. However, Victor Wembanyama also had a double-double. His is a little more next level. 41 points, 24 boards in 49 minutes of work. Wemby did have help from all over to give them the game win in double OT. 122, 115 was the final. But here was Wemby being asked about Shea winning MVP.
Pretty natural response for a competitor to see another competitor get something that he wants, whether it's the MVP trophy or whatever it might be. I'm just curious if that was in your mind at all, knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and did any part of tonight feel personal? Facial expressions kind of looked like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Anthony just said, I still got a lot to learn. And I want to get the trophy many times in my career.
Oh boy. All right, so we have a motivated Wemby, a game one win on the road for the Spurs. Stephen A., are the Thunder in trouble after last night?
I believe they are, only from this standpoint. I'm with Will Bond and Wendy, and Wendy, what both of them said early on, did in terms of not overreacting to one game. But we do have 2 eyes. I've got 20/20 vision. I know I need my reading glasses from time to time, but for the most part, I see pretty damn well. And what I saw last night there is definitely cause and be very, very concerned. Cameron's gonna get on me about this. Will Bond's gonna get on me about this. Will Bond can't help himself, but I'm just gonna be honest, like the honest broker that I am. I didn't sleep well last night. I didn't sleep well last night because I'm a native New Yorker, but obviously with huge aspirations for the Knicks. We'll talk about them later. But I'm watching that brother Wembanyama last night, and I said, "Oh my God, what is there possibly for this brother? He's 22 years of age, over 40 points, 24 rebounds, several blocks." And I'm looking at it and I said, listen, Oklahoma City, they need Jalen Williams to play in this series in order for them to win. Well, he was there last night. And Caruso had a career game last night. And the San Antonio Spurs didn't have De'Aaron Fox last night due to his sore ankle. And they still won the damn game. And when we talk about youth and all of this other stuff, it's not like they came out like gangbusters and ran away with it even though they started the game on a 7-0 run. It went to double overtime. And their composure didn't dissipate at all. They didn't flinch. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, Oklahoma City has lost 5 or 6 games to this team this year. You can't come back from this team down 0-2. You're not beating the San Antonio Spurs in this series if you fall 0-2. Game 2 is a must-win situation. If not, the San Antonio Spurs are going to the finals. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, well, just so you know, the Spurs are my team. It's been my team since Sean Elliott's been there, Avery Johnson, so on and so forth. So me and Miss Johnson coached in the victory last night. I was at the TV yelling everything I said, Miss did. The reason I'm bringing that up is because Stephen A. is taking credit for the, for the Knicks coming out of 2-1 deficit to Atlanta. He said that's because of him.
The motivational speech that I gave was right in front of you. They were undefeated ever since.
He's taking credit for that. Not only that, but turning the organization around. When he said that the Dallas Cowboys were a better organization than the New York Knicks. So basically, I'm taking credit for the win as well last night. But everything you just said was correct, Stephen. When I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I love Stephon Castle, I think he's going to be a top 5 player in the next 2-3 years. And he has 11 turnovers. He had a unique triple-double. Had a double-double on assists and points, but 11 turnovers. And they still come up with this. I usually see Mitch, Coach Mitch, relax, cool. He was getting up in people last night. He was holding people responsible. 6 man of the year, Johnson, come sit on the bench with me in the Suns. Let me talk to you. You're not closing out on 3 points, 3-point shots. I thought that he did an exceptional job, even though that one did a great job. I thought it was a great basketball mind game, but it's just certain things you don't know. When you go transition in your first overtime, and when you post from 27, 28 feet, to send it into double overtime, that's not when you're excellent. So, like you said, Caruso had a great game. SGA subpar so far during the playoffs this far. But when you have this much talent and this young, that was very impressive. Are they going to win? I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment, but I will say this. Without De'Aaron Fox, 23 turnovers, still end up winning this game. Okay, see, but they're going to be behind.
Yeah, Stephen, I agree with everything you guys have said about it. Looked like the kind of game you just didn't see the game. You look at the box score and scores. You say, okay, wait a minute. There's enough that went wrong, here for San Antonio, and enough that went right for OKC. OKC did not play bad. They did a lot of things that usually help the Thunder, pull out a victory or steal one on if they were on the road. They needed to steal one at home last night. But there are so many elements that worked ultimately against OKC, and the number one is Wembanyama. I mean, he had a game last night. To me, numbers don't need to come into play. Impressions come into play. And when you saw all of those San Antonio players staring at Wembanyama admiringly late in the game, he's looking back at them. They're staring at him. They're in awe of their teammate. And they should be in awe of him. The whole league should be in awe of him. The basketball world should be in awe of Wembanyama. And I'm one of those people who has been thinking, and I have said a number of times, you need heartbreak, you have to have it. Everybody except Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Tim Duncan have had despair in the playoffs before winning. No matter how great you are, whether you were Michael Jordan or Kobe and Shaq or LeBron or Allen Iverson, go back. Jerry West, you can go back, those 3 guys are the only exceptions. It looks like Victor Wembanyama. If they win game 2, Stephen A., I'm with you on this. Game 2 is now a must game. That's Oklahoma City. It is a must game because I don't see them recovering from 0-2 hole and then having to go on the road. It's amazing what happened last night and what appears to be control of the series.
Listen, perhaps we'll get into this later, but damn it, I'm gonna bring it up now because I got stuff on my mind. I'm looking at Wembanyama. Yes, I know he's 7'5" and he's dominant. And listen, to make the shot is incredibly impressive. But to be 22 years of age, your first playoff series, okay, your first not playoff series, but really conference finals, right? And to be 7'5" and to pull up from 27 feet. Pull up. I mean, it's 26 seconds left. 26 seconds. The game's on the line. And no conscience. He just pulls up. Bang. Connects. I mean, I said, well, damn. So I got that going on, right? But here's where I'm at with this too. Oklahoma City did not play a bad game. They were a little bit rusty. That's why they started off at a deficit. But Chet Holmgren, we have to talk about it. Yo, bro, I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at Chet Holmgren, Mike Wilbon. Camera, Chet Holmgren, what's up? What's up? We heard all of this noise, all of these years. Supposedly, I don't know, never asked him, but y'all don't necessarily get along. Y'all don't really like each other. You and Wembanyama, obviously. I understand he's 7'5". Bro, you ain't 6'5", you 7'1". You understand? You got skills. You can play. You know? I'm looking at this and I'm like, how Wemby doing what he's doing? But to compare that and juxtapose that to Chet Holmgren doing nothing offensively, it's like, damn, you got to accept that challenge. And then when you watch Wembanyama close the deal in the 2 overtimes, 5-6 shooting, 14 points in the 2 overtimes, right? You can't have Alex Caruso. It's one thing to guard him on the perimeter. I get that. You get up on him, you try to make it uncomfortable. You understand what I'm saying? Try to take his legs out from under him, make sure he don't get comfortably set to launch a jet. Got that part. But anything in the paint area, you can't have an Alex Caruso or a Jalen Williams or somebody guarding him. That's supposed to be Chet Holmgren going like, Coach, I got this. I got this assignment. That's supposed to be Hartenstein. I got this assignment. It can't be cats a foot shorter than him trying to guard him in the post. I mean, listen, put it to you this way. We in the park. It could be Ruck, it could be West Fork, it could be anywhere, right? If you see a dude in the post area, right, and you see somebody half their size on them, you don't go like, no, we got to get somebody else on them. And who's that person? The person closest to their side. Where the hell is Chet Holmgren? I mean, you're 7'1". You're 7'1". It ain't like this is, it's not like you're 6'5" and he's a foot taller than you. You letting guys guard that man. And I know Dagnall is a coach, and he's an exceptional coach. He's a champion, and he's sitting up there and he's giving assignments. But damn it, you know this Wilbon better than all of us, okay? With all of these, you come there. If somebody's in the vicinity of your size and they wreaking havoc, all the great players we've covered throughout the decades, who's not raising their hand? Yo, I got this. Ron Harper in The Last Dance, what he talking about? And I bring him up because his son is special. Dylan Harper is special, y'all. He is special. Make no mistake about a rookie, y'all. 24-11 with 7 steals. That brother is special. But Ron Harper, what was the thing in The Last Dance with Ron that he complained about? Michael Jordan's famous shot over Greg Elo. He wanted the assignment. He wanted it. And Lenny Wilkins said, no, I'm going to say Greg Elo. He's like, all right. But the point is, he wanted the assignment. Chet Holmgren, you got to want this. You don't like it, right? Y'all don't necessarily get along, right? Y'all nemesis, right? You the champion. Yo, he's coming to take what you got. What you going to do about it? Leave it to Alex Caruso? But leave it to Jalen Williams? You got to guard that man. At some point, he got to embrace that challenge.
Also, Chet Holmgren was the 2nd overall pick. I mean, this is someone that has a very high ceiling. Holmgren took 1 field goal with Wemby as his primary defender.
They were all sparing. They only took 10 shots, Shay. They were 2 for 10 with Wemby as a primary defender. That took 10 shots in a double overtime game. When Wemby played 50 minutes, 49, whatever it was. They were going in and looking at him going, let me make a U-turn. So not just Chet, but Stephen is right. Chet and SGA is on the 2 of them. Reverse that order. It's on SGA and Chet Holmgren tomorrow night in game 2. Well, preserve the champion.
Caruso did a good job.
He was great.
He was great.
I'm
get Cameron in here. I know it's on the 2 of them to perform well. What I'm saying is this. Wemby dropped 41 and 24. And there's nothing inside of you, Holmgren, that wants to go after. You're 7'1". You're in the vicinity. You understand what I'm trying to say? It ain't like you're a foot tall shorter than him. You're in the vicinity. Go get yours too. He didn't do that. And this is very alarming. This is very alarming to see Chet Holmgren be so impotent offensively. It really, really is. They better do something about it because SGA can only do so much. Your bigs got to play big. to answer the call against women.
I was with a female friend of mine, and she's a casual basketball player. She said after the game, "Are you sure that they gave the MVP to the right person?" After the game, that's how good Wendy looked. Back to what you were saying about Chet and Wendy. Like Wendy's taking this personal because of the Junior Olympics in 2021.
Yep.
When they lost to Chet Holmgren, who got MVP, and ever since then he's been on a terror after Chet. And you see that even in the regular season. If Chet misses a free throw, Wendy's happy. If he blocks Chet, he's celebrating like the game is over anytime he plays against Chet. Chet's not taking it personal. Wendy's taking it personal every time he plays against Chet.
And I don't understand how Wilbon, I don't understand how you can't take it personal when you see somebody this young, this great, this impactful, who clearly is coming for you and telling you so and showing you he's not messing around. What are you going to do, Chet Holmgren, and the rest of your career getting your ass kicked by Wendy? You got to accept that challenge.
One more thing, Stephen. When you see SGA not playing good, Stephen A. Mike, Shay, you have to say, "I got it tonight."
Yes.
I got it tonight. It's on me. I see that
you got to do that.
You got to step up, Chet. You got to step up.
Well, we'll see what happens here in game 2. That game will be in Oklahoma City. Then the series will shift to San Antonio.